Athletics baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Southern California is the home of the Angels. Their deep lineup and solid pitching staff made them preseason favorites. After a slow start, the Halos have put it together as they are battling for a playoff spot. The Oakland A's were not preseason favorites, but they have shocked the baseball world. Their gritty and never-say-die attitude have them rolling as they currently sit atop the wild card standings, making a Cinderella run at the postseason. Tonight, the teams meet in the East Bay. It's the biggest series of the year. Game 1 is next. We have pennant race baseball tonight at the O.co Coliseum. The final third of the season starts tonight, and it is a big series here in Oakland. It's the Angels and the Athletics, the first of three coming up here on Comcast Sportsnet California. The standings tell you why it is such a big series. Jared Weaver, not a bad guy to have starting, and there is those standings. A's just 5.5 back of the Rangers in the West, but check out the wild card. Now the Tigers have already won their game. The Orioles have won their game. The Rays have the night off, so the Athletics still holding on to that second spot, but only by a half game over these Angels. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball, along with Scott Hatterberg. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, it was the April 28th, Scott. The Angels were 6-14. The A's had seen them about a week before that, and they were really struggling. So what do? Let's call up this Mike Trout kid. Well, the rest is history.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy's a human highlight reel, and the numbers he's accumulating are compared to the Mantle, DiMaggio type, and it's not potential. He's actually putting up these type of numbers. So I mean, he's a once in a lifetime kind of guy, A-Rod type of player when he comes up, and he's doing it at 20 years old. And not only is he doing it offensively, this guy, every time I look up, is jumping over a wall, robbing some of a home run. So he does it on both sides.
And he will be 21 tomorrow, so he could go have a beer if he wanted to, but not till tomorrow. You saw Jared Weaver. He's trying to become Major League Baseball's first 15-game winner. So if you're starting a big series, it's nice to have Jared Weaver on the mound.
Well, you know, you're right. It's a big series, and this is the number one guy in a staff that's already stacked with a bunch of potential number one guys on other teams. He's been the model of consistency this year. He's done well against the A's. He's got a low 2 ERA. He's won 9 in a row, so he's got everything going for him, as well as an offense that is really pouring it on as we speak. So he's going to be a tough one for the A's to beat tonight.
So Weaver, a 14-1 record. He will be opposed by Jared Parker. Parker pitched well against the Angels earlier this year, and he's going to be looking for his 8th win of the year. So there's your pitching matchup. Big series is about to begin. We'll have lineups and first pitch from the Coliseum when we come back.
California is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Welcome back to the Coliseum as the A's have taken the field. So we're just moments away from first pitch between the A's and the Angels. So the big series is about to get started. Texas Rangers have just lost their game to the Red Sox. 9-2 was the final in Boston. So the A's now 5 back, Angels 5.5 back. So the first place Rangers have lost. Both teams, I'm sure, peeked at the scoreboard and saw that. Here's the game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 69 degrees, so it's a nice warm night at the ballpark. There's not a cloud in the sky, so very comfortable. As the Angels, it's been a while since the A's and the Angels have seen each other. We'll go back to the month of May. Here's the starting lineup for Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Trout, Hunter, Pujols, Trumbo, Morales, Callaspo, Kendrick, Ibar, and Iannetta.
Taking the mound for the A's today is another one of the rookies, Jared Parker, 7-5 with a 3.5 ERA. He's looking to right this ship. He's got to be sharp. He struggled in his last few outings. Big key for him today is going to be throwing strikes, not giving away any free passes.
So Parker kicks, and the first pitch of the ball game to Mike Trout is a fastball up and in. So we are underway from the Coliseum. Trout with a swing and a miss. Trout hitting .346 with 19 home runs and 58 runs batted in.
It's a mouthful.
I could keep going if you want me to. On the statistics of one Mike Trout. Leads the American League in hitting. Takes a fastball, strike 2, 1-2. No doubt Trout, one of the biggest stories in baseball this year at the age of 20.
I'm sure that
pitch low.
I'm sure that man Albert Pujols is excited he's in the lineup. He loves to have guys get on base, and that's what this guy does right here. So the top 3 in this order are doing some damage as of late.
And that hits Trout, and he's going to be aboard. So a terrific base stealer is on.
Well, occasionally Parker, who's got a good fastball, will lose it a little early, and it'll run on him, and he will ride it into right-handed hitters, and there he hits him. It's a tendency for him to lose that ball to that side, and that's how he falls behind a lot.
Moss, Crisp, and Reddick in the outfield. Inge, Sogard, Weeks, Carter on the infield. Norris the catcher. So Brandon Moss getting a start in left field. First start out there this year. Quick throw. Trout is back. Trout has 33 stolen bases. That's the most in the American League. And he's only been thrown out 3 times. 24 consecutive successful steals for Trout. So Torrey Hunter is the hitter. Hunter swings and misses.
Pretty impressive stolen base totals for a guy that's so big.
He is big. So he'll get a good lead. Albert Pujols in the on-deck circle, just underway from the Coliseum. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. 93 miles an hour from Jared Parker.
This is where Jared needs to be. He needs to live down here. If he can keep the ball down there, working ahead like he is, he's got stuff to really pitch deep into a ball game, especially against a good offensive club like this.
Outfield shifted a little bit toward right center. Trout goes, pitches low, throw to second base is just a bit late, and Trout has a stolen base.
Pretty good throw there by Norris. Good break. Gosh, I'm amazed at how fast he gets to speed, but Norris gets rid of it really good. And that one thing that does is it limits other people from wanting to steal. That kind of a guy like him, he's going to get his bases. But Derek Norris, by making that good throw, he's going to limit some of the others from maybe going.
That was very close. Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Outside, so 2-2 now to Torii Hunter. So runner in scoring position for the Angels, a hit batter and a stolen base. Torii Hunter, 11 homers, 52 RBIs, and a .294 batting average. And this one's hit towards center. Coco going back. Trout tagging up. Coco has it, and Trout will head to third, so he'll be at third with one out for Pujols. So deep enough, and Coco not a great throwing arm, so Trout with an easy take of third.
Good at that by Torii, getting up behind 0-2. Waits him out, gets a good fastball. Could have really damaged that pitch, but just misses it and gets it deep enough and advances Trout to third.
How about this, Scott? Infield comes in. Does that surprise you a little bit?
A little bit. A little bit. I think that they're trying to keep this a low-run affair.
First pitch to Pujols in the dirt, blocked by Norris.
Knowing Weaver most likely isn't going to give up a whole bunch of runs. But playing that close to Albert Pujols is not a good feeling.
Trumbo is the on-deck hitter. That one bounced. Inge has it coming home, and Trout's going to get in a rundown. Norris running it back, and Inge will put the tag on, and Pujols stays at first. So the A's get the huge out.
Well, I'm a little surprised that he was going on contact right there. Jared did a good job of inducing the ground ball, but this ball's hit square on the ground right at the third baseman. But Trout didn't hesitate. He was going on contact no matter what. You can see Pujols take a turn, taking a look at what the play was going to end up doing, and he hustles back. Good job by Parker. Get out of that little jam.
So 2 outs now for Trumbo. So bringing the infield in helps the A's right there.
He's fast, but not that fast.
No, he's not quite that fast. Up and in to Trumbo. 28 homers, 72 RBIs for the left fielder.
Struggling a little bit in his last 29 at bats, is hitting 172. But he's got the power to go deep at any time.
Trumbo fouls it just below us. These two teams last saw each other in May. A long time ago. A's lead the season series 5-4, so including tonight 10 more games left. 5 shutouts in this series. How about that?
Well, they're going to get reacquainted. 10 more games.
Yes, they are. Swing and a miss by Trumbo, 1-2. Yes, it was May 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, right here at the Coliseum the last time these two teams played.
Really nice breaking ball right here. This is what he can do if he's able to get ahead with that fastball, establish that, keep it low in the zone, and break out that good curveball. He'll get his chases.
Fastball runs outside. Rob Piccolo talking it over with Trout, along with the manager.
Well, I think they're discussing where he thought Inge was playing, because I think definitely they wanted him to get through, or if he thought it was to his left or right, he is fast enough to make that break. So it's a read play for him.
Sogard takes care of it. So Parker works out of a first inning jam. Jared Weaver set to go to work. No score after half an inning. And let's look at the A's lineup as we head to the bottom of the first. Crisp, Weeks, Reddick, Carter, Moss, Gomes, Inge, Norris, and Sogard.
Pitcher for the Angels today is the ace, Jared Weaver. 14-1 this year with a 2.2 ERA. He's won 9 in a row. He's looking for number 10. He is been so consistent this year. Already thrown a no-hitter. Halfway through had a sub-2 ERA, so he's going to be a tough one for the A's today.
Looking for his 15th win. Nobody else in the big leagues has 15 wins. First pitch to Coco Crisp is a strike on the outside corner. 251 for Crisp with 5 home runs and 26 runs batted in. So Yoenis Cespedes not in the lineup tonight. The wrist still bothering him a little bit. Umpires Dan Iasonia calling balls and strikes, with the crew chief Dale Scott at third base. That one looped towards center field. But heading out is the shortstop, Ibar, who broke back quickly. Crisp is retired. Defensively for the Angels, looks like this. Trumbo, Trout, Hunter in the outfield. Callaspo, Ibar just back from the disabled list today. Kendrick and Pujols, with Iannetta doing the catching. So Eric Ibar, a very important part of this Angels team in the middle infield, just back off the disabled list today.
Fractured right big toe.
Ouch.
Ouch.
So here's Jemile Weeks.
Back in the 2-hole.
Yeah, back in the 2 spot. Got a home run in his career against Weaver.
Not a lot of A's that have a lot of success off Weaver, and he's about the best numbers the A's have got right now. So moved him back up to his 2-hole. Hope it continues.
just a bit inside. Last 7 starts versus the Athletics. He's 4-1, and look at that ERA, 1.20.
What ERA?
One hopper toward Kendrick, and that's out number 2. So he's pitched well recently against the A's, but earlier in his career, not so much. Overall, he's 7-7 against the A's, and this is his 23rd career start. But the last couple of years, he's been very tough on the Athletics.
He's been tough on everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
He's one of those guys that's got a lot of deception, kind of a funky, slingy action. He really hides the ball. He kind of pitches backwards, which hides his fastball, mainly stays away with it if he does throw it early.
Well, I always marvel watching him pitch because he's really 88, 89 with the fastball. He does not throw exceptionally hard, but he's got 3 or 4 pitches that he can throw for strikes at any time.
And that's kind of the case when we were talking about Straley. You watch him and he has those huge K numbers. Weaver doesn't have huge K numbers, but they're probably similar to what Straley made if you project him. But he commands 4 pitches. He's able to throw them at any time. And look what you can do. You can throw a no-hitter with that kind of stuff.
Lazy fly ball to left field. Trumbo is under it, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jered Weaver. We're headed to the 2nd. No score. Angels' success. You see what Trout and Trumbo done for the team. Since Trout came up, they've been a different team. Everybody seems to have rallied at the same time offensively. Pujols is swinging the bat again, and they are a very deep team. Oh, that is, he's about right on target. So some interesting offensive notes on the Angels. In first 2 months of the season, April and May, they averaged 3.8 runs per game. Since June 1st, they've averaged 5.4 runs per game.
And when did Mr. Trout come up?
He came up on the 28th of April, so that certainly got things started. Remember, Albert Pujols was off to a very slow start. You knew he was going to get things rolling.
Yeah, you definitely knew it. Sometimes coming to a new league, you got to learn the pitchers. I think they have an advantage first time through.
Reddick near the wall. He leaps, and it's off his glove. And Kendrys Morales is going to have a leadoff double. So a sky-high fly ball that Reddick, he timed it, and he made a good leap, but just missed it.
This ball just seemed to carry and carry and carry. Hit it a ton. Lots of backspin. Reddick keeps peeking at the wall. he gets there, and he needed his Spider-Man outfit.
Well, you got a glove on it.
I think he caught it, and it kind of brought him into the wall, and it bounced off when he hit the wall. I'm sure he thinks he should have had that one.
Here's Alberto Callaspo. So see if it got in his glove at all. Thumb.
Caught some thumb, snow coned a little bit, and once it hits that wall, just enough to knock it out.
Callaspo pops it up. Norris coming back, and it's just going to drop into the seats.
I think if Josh had to do it over again, he would have busted back to the wall, found it, and then made a leap. But it just kept drifting and drifting and drifting. And that's what you end up doing as an outfielder. You kind of drift with it.
Callaspo hitting .249, 8 homers, 35 RBIs. Takes low. So the Angels had their leadoff runner on in the first. Now they have their leadoff man on in the second as well. And both times runners were in scoring position.
Inge is playing Callaspo in a little bit.
Saw Parker work his way out of that jam in the first inning.
Well, in these situations, he's doing pretty good. That's what you want out of a starting pitcher.
Popped up left side. And that's a big out. So Callaspo should not be terribly thrilled with that at bat.
That was a huge pitch right there from Parker, and it's part of his repertoire that really has to be there, and it really hinges on how well his fastball's going. That changeup right there looks so good, but if you're unable to locate that fastball, it's a tough pitch for them to chase, like Callaspo was out in front there. Very nice pitch in a big situation.
So 1 out. Here's Howie Kendrick. Kendrick takes a fastball for a strike. 283 with 5 homers, 38 runs batted in for Kendrick. Another guy who got off to a slow start, but he has hit better as of late. Angels overall are 6th in the American League in runs scored. They're 4th in home runs, 3rd in stolen bases. So they have become, as the season's worked its way on, a very good offensive team. Not that anybody's really surprised by that. 131 home runs.
Power, speed, for average.
They got a little bit of everything in their lineup.
Tough to defend when you got all of it. You got to match up pitching and come up big with the bats.
Norris tries to block it, can't do it, and Kendrys Morales goes to third.
Well, tried to shorthand this with his backhand, get the short hop. It's tough when a pitcher throws 93, 94 miles an hour, decides to bury one to your backhand. The only thing you can do is try to glove it, but sometimes if you can slide over and let it hit you, that works too. But Callaspo's unable to get him over, but that pitch does it for him.
Swing and a miss. Kendrick chases a pitch. So a big strikeout for Parker.
Well, this is a great curveball right here. Callaspo expands.
Number 2, Eric Aybar.
And that's just a pitch you just can't do anything with, and a huge pitch with a runner on third and less than 2 outs.
So, Scott, already the Angels are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
Hey, let's hope it gets in their head.
Oh, I think it's in there. Aybar, a base hit.
There you go.
So it wasn't in their head.
Not in their head.
So trotting home is Morales, and Ibar, his first game back from the disabled. He has an RBI single to give the Angels a 1-0 lead.
Well, Jared here just trying to get ahead. Throws a fastball right down Main Street, and Ibar's been on the DL long enough. He's ready to hit. Showed it right there.
So Ibar gets his 17th RBI. And here's Chris Iannetta, the catcher. Fastball a little bit inside.
Well, it's good to see his marbles are still intact after getting run over by Adam Dunn
over the weekend.
That's being on the train tracks and having a freight train get you.
The last guy in the major leagues you'd probably want to have run you over.
I played with Adam, and he likes to wrestle, and I know how heavy he is.
You lost a few bouts.
Yeah, he liked to pick on me. Slow. Not a good wrestler. He's a bully.
Iannetta takes a strike. Ibar has a pretty good lead at first. Well, Iannetta getting run over by Adam Dunn after just coming off the disabled list.
Well, good for him. He got the ball early, and I saw him. He stood right in the tracks. He jumped up and took his whooping, but he held onto the ball. Pretty impressive.
Iannetta was hit by a pitch. Broke his wrist. His right wrist. So he missed 67 games. Missed again. 3-1. Iannetta coming over in the trade from the Colorado Rockies in the offseason.
Jared's definitely going to want to come right at him here. He doesn't want to put him on base and have Trout come up with men on.
Ibar takes off, base hit right field. Eric Ibar will turn second. Reddick's throw to third is a little bit late, and Ibar slides safely in. So first and third, 2 outs for Trout.
Well, he knew he had to go at him. Didn't want to give him a free pass, wanted him to hit his way on, but Iannetta gets a fastball, outer half, does a great job with it. Line drive the other way. Speedy Ibar, not even looking, straight to first to third. He knew what he had to do. Breaking on the pitch. He's in there easy.
So Trout steps up. He was hit by a pitch, stole a base in the first, was stranded, actually was tagged out on a rundown between third and home. So Parker was able to keep the Angels off the board in the first inning, but not here in the second. A run on 3 hits so far. Two and 0. Trout will celebrate his 21st birthday tomorrow. So just 20 years old.
It's hard to believe. Second youngest in the league.
Huh.
Bryce Harper, the only one younger.
Now 3-0. So he's pretty much got the, not pretty much, he does have the Rookie of the Year award wrapped up. And he's an MVP candidate, folks. .30 pitch is a strike. 3-1. That was pitch number 40 for Parker. And we're just in the second inning. So he has really been out of the stretch. Pretty much every hitter except the two leadoff hitters. And that one's drilled right center, and that's a base hit. One run's going to score. Iannetta digging for third, and he's going to make it. And Trout with an RBI single. It's 2-0.
Well, that's the young guy just doing what he does. Jared falls behind 3-0. He gets a 3-1 pitch. This is a great piece of hitting. This is the reason he's hitting for such a high average. 3-1, ball down the middle, RBI situation. It's an easy chance for you to maybe think about going deep and driving them all in. He tries to drive it the other way, gets the base hit. That is just a very advanced, mature approach at the plate, and I think that's part of the reason this guy's going to be so good and is so good right now. That's just a great spray chart right there. You look at that spray chart and you know this guy is absolutely using the whole field. His average is up there.
Now batting, number 48, Torii Hunter.
So here's Torii Hunter. Now you got to keep an eye on Trout stealing another bag.
Well, the top three in this order are absolutely on fire. Torii's hitting .414 his last 14 games. You got Pujols as American League Player of the Week. Trout doing what he's doing. It's a tough spot right now.
Yeah. Torii Hunter hit a fly ball to medium deep center field in the first inning. It allowed Trout to go from second to third. He stole his 34th base in the first inning. Well, 4 hits for the Angels here in the second.
Well, this is a big inning to get out of. You don't want to get blown out here too early. Jared's keeping Trout close, using all his tricks.
Trout goes, and a swing and a miss. So the count is 0-2. Trout with another stolen base. So 35 now on the year, 2 tonight. So now second and third.
Impressive how quick he gets out. Good reads. I bet studies to those pitchers.
And Torii Hunter chases a pitch that's high and away. He gets the strikeout. But a couple of runs for the Angels. They do it on 4 hits. So we'll go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Angels. of August 18th and 19th. On August 18th, 15,000 fans will receive a Scott Hatteberg bobblehead presented by Pepsi, featuring 3 audio clips from Bill King's famous radio call. Then on the 19th, 10,000 fans will get a There's an A in Street t-shirt courtesy of Cache Creek Casino Resort. For information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com. Again, that's the 18th and the 19th of August. Carter hits one foul, so Chris Carter hitting in the cleanup spot. No Yoenis Cespedes in the lineup. Carter, Moss, and Gomes. That one just a bit off the plate. See, there's Weaver at 88. Cuts it a little bit too, that fastball.
I think that was a cutter right there.
And he elevates and he gets the first strikeout. So he really is up, down, in, out.
He'll vary it. He'll vary his arm slot. He'll drop it a little bit. He'll raise it a little bit. He raises it a little bit right there and elevates in the zone. The guy knows how to pitch. But his fastball has a little cut, but sometimes he actually cuts it a little bit more. But it's about 88, 89.
Here's Brandon Moss. 11 home runs, 21 RBIs for Moss. Well, Weaver has won 8 straight starts. His only loss this year was against the Rangers down in Arlington. He got knocked around pretty good. Little cue shot toward third. Piaspo on the run, and they just get Moss. Close play. So 8 consecutive wins. Most consecutive starts with winning Angels history.
Johnny Gomes.
Pretty good numbers right there.
Well, he's become maybe the leading Cy Young Award candidate. David Price has 14 wins as well, but he's 14-4. Weaver is 14-1.
You got a few guys chasing hardware at the end of his year.
But that only loss was on the 13th of May down in Arlington. And he allowed 8 runs. It's hard to believe that he could allow 8 runs. Oh, and 1 to Johnny Gomes. 11 home runs, 30 RBIs for Gomes, hitting .256. Right there in the corner. Just a little bit of movement from Weaver.
You know, if he throws a fastball right there, that he's got some deception if Mr. Gomes isn't swinging at it, because he likes to hit a fastball.
Change-up at 78 miles an hour. And we forgot to tell you that he's also leading the league in ERA, 2.29.
Lots of first right there.
So he's good. Check swing. Pujols picks it up. He'll underhand a Weaver. Gomes is retired, so 6 up, 6 down for Jared Weaver, and we'll head to the third. 2-0 Angels.
Tickets are available at $5 from each ticket supporting the American Cancer Society. 10,000 fans will receive an A's pink and white umbrella. The day is presented by Alta Bates, Comerica Bank, the Bay Area News Group, Good Neighbor Pharmacy, State Roofing Systems, Ross Dress for Less, and Nelson Staffing. For more information, go to oaklandathletics.com/BCA.
Third inning, Albert Pujols to lead it off, and he takes a fastball first strike. Pujols, Trumbo, and Kendrys Morales. He hits one very high towards center field. Coco Crisp now into right center. He's got it, and that's out number 1. So Pujols is 0 for 2.
Smiling a bit there. He got a pitch to hit, but I like that Parker came right at him, working ahead. I think it's something he's got to do. Establish that fastball and then go to that good change and that good breaking ball. But Albert would like it back.
Here's Trumbo. Trumbo bounced out to end the first inning. When the A's played the Angels at the beginning of the season, it was the second week of the year. 4-game series in Anaheim. And Mark Trumbo was not playing a lot because they weren't sure where to play him. He was the first baseman last year. They get Albert Pujols. Where do you play Trumbo?
You got Vernon Wells.
And they were thinking about third base. He was working there. Vernon Wells was playing left field, and he did not play a lot in that series. They finally decided, let's do the left field thing. And he's just been terrific again after a great rookie season.
Enormous power, seeing him in that home run derby. Hitting him out of sight.
Last year as a rookie, he had 254 with 29 home runs, 87 RBIs. And he's got even better this year.
Well, here's that good run from Parker. A lot of times it'll end up being up and in. But that action, when he's on top and he gets that run down and in, he's filthy.
Outside corner, strike 3 call. And Trumbo knew it. It's the 3rd strikeout for Parker, and he very much needs a quick inning.
As soon as you show a guy that you can come in there with a good fastball, they get aware inside, and their front shoulder and their hips, as you can see a little bit right there, have a tendency to leak early, and that opens up the other part of the plate, and he throws a fastball outside the next pitch. Trumbo's locked up.
Here's Kendrys Morales. Toward Weeks. Weeks has it, throws to first. Carter digs it out. Nice play on both ends, and a hit is taken away from Kendrys Morales. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Parker, thanks to a nice defensive play.
Picking machine.
Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by IndyCar Racing in Sonoma. The Indy Grand Prix of Sonoma returns August 24th through the 26th. Tickets, call 1-800-870-RACE. Brandon Inge to lead off the bottom of the third for the Athletics. First pitch, inside corner strike. Weaver has retired the first 6 he is faced with a strikeout. Inge, Norris, and Sogard. That one right back up the middle, and Brandon Inge has a leadoff hit. And the A's have a base runner.
Well, Inge has faced him a few times. Starts with a fastball, but rarely does Weaver double up with pitches. Comes with a breaking ball, doesn't try to do too much with it. Stays right up the middle. I think the approach for the A's is, for the most part, Weaver likes to start away, but a lot of different pitches to kind of finish in with that fastball. So he's got a lot of options, but as far as thinking as a hitter, they need to keep their sights set middle away early in the count.
Derek Norris steps in. So there's your start outside.
Sounds easy, but he's got so many options, and his angle is tough, and it's tough to pick up. And it's tough to predict what he's going to throw, but he likes to kind of throw middle away early.
And there's that 88-mile-per-hour pitch that has that little cutting action to it, meaning it's just moving away a little bit away from the right-handed hitter.
He does have a two-seamer that kind of comes back to right-handers, but usually you see it later in the count, and he'll run in there when he wants that ball to end up inside.
So it would be the pitch to throw after you've showed the hitter some pitches on the outside part of the plate, and maybe they lean a little bit. Funny you say all that, but you also have to be able to execute, and a lot of guys can't. He certainly can.
The good ones can. Even when you have a plan, the good ones seem to, even though you know what he's going to do, they're still able to do it.
So the 1-2 pitch, and Derek Norris swings and misses, so that's strikeout number 2.
Nothing fancy right here. Sets up away, but creeps back a little bit. That's just straight four-seam heat.
Number 28.
Norris was out in front of Hare. Just missed it.
So 2 outs, make that 1 out for Sogard. Sogard hitting 172, a couple of home runs. Looks like Cliff Pennington is going to play a few more games for the Sacramento River Cats. The A's will have to make a decision on him.
Talked to him, said his wrist is feeling good.
Caspo has it, guns it to second for 1, and that's a double play. 5-4-3, and the A's are retired. We're on to the 4th. 2-0 Angels.
Networks. Saturday, August 18th, after the A's play the Indians, fans with special pre-purchased movie tickets will be invited to watch Moneyball. Field-level tickets that include the movie are available for $40. If you already have tickets to the game, movie tickets are available for $12. A portion of the proceeds will benefit cystic fibrosis research, support, and resources. For info, go to oaklandathletics.com/Moneyball.
Should be fun. You're going to be there, from what I understand.
I'm going to be there. Can't watch that movie enough.
I don't blame you. So there's a little extra treat. Scott Hatteberg in the house.
In the house, definitely in the house.
Callaspo lays off 1-2. Well, that certainly will be a fun weekend. See your old teammates.
Looking forward to it. 10 years. Like a class reunion.
Yeah.
See who's got hair and who doesn't.
Well, that's true. A few pounds added here and there, I'm sure.
Retired life.
But I would think that you guys would have a lot to reminisce about.
Well, originally when they were doing that movie, we all got together in Hollywood because we were playing ourselves. Somebody came to the idea that we got to sell tickets to this thing, and they pulled the plug on it.
So your baseball skills were good. Your acting skills,
not a
average.
Not a thespian among us.
Well, they figured it out. It certainly was a lot of fun to watch the movie, but I'm sure it was more fun to experience it.
Definitely.
It was 10 years ago. You guys were just kind of starting that streak, right? You were just about a week into it.
Who would have thought?
At what point did you guys start knowing what number it was? Because, you know, teams win 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. I mean, that's not terribly uncommon. I guess you get into double digits with games won in a row. That's a little bit of a different deal.
Well, we'd won a few games in a row, and then we went on this huge, long road trip.
That's right.
I believe 10-day. And I remember Dave Justice saying he liked to talk and have pregame motivational tidbits. And he said, you can't sweep the road trip without winning tonight. And
sure.
We won, and then he did it every night. So it kind of, you became aware, like, we just swept a 10-game road trip. Plus some. So when we came back here, and you could see people holding signs.
Yeah, well, then it was a different deal,
Yeah, then it kind of came over.
It had a mind of its own at that point. See if Weeks can turn it. Coming across the bag, and he does. Kendrick hits into the 6-4-3 double play. So 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. So Parker settling down after throwing 44 pitches in the first 2 innings.
Sogard giving a good feed to Weeks. Weeks staying on line. Gives off a good throw.
So here's Ibar.
Weeks has had a little trouble staying in there at second base, and I know they worked with him a lot, but it looked like right there he's getting his footwork where he's able to catch it and not bail out. Continue that throw on to first base with something behind it.
Ibar had a 2-out RBI hit in the 2nd inning. That extended the inning, and Angels got a 2nd run. Ibar just off the disabled list. Remember to get Zach Greinke, the Angels traded probably their top prospect, who was a shortstop. And there's a base hit center field. So Ibar is 2 for 2. Must be healthy.
Well, he's squared 2 balls right up the middle. I think he was dreaming about hitting on the DL, and visualization has worked.
Number 17, Chris.
Compact stroke, short to the ball, right up the middle. Knows who he is as a player, as a hitter. That's pretty.
So here's the 9th place hitter, Chris Iannetta. Iannetta had a base hit in the second inning. 5 hits now off Parker. All the games are final in the American League. We'll be a rundown in a little bit. Pitch out, nothing going on. Ibar is certainly a base stealing threat. He only has 7 this year, but we've seen him enough to know how good he is at stealing bases.
If you ignore him, he'll definitely take it back.
Question. Pitch is low. Ibar 30 steals last year. Parker knows it. So now 3-0. Sometimes just the threat of a stolen base can take the pitcher's concentration off the most important guy, and that would be the hitter.
That's exactly what it does. It just divides your attention. Instead of focused on the hitter, the 9-hole hitter, knowing you got Trout hitting behind him.
That one is a high strike, 3-1.
Just enough for you to fall behind. And that's exactly where you don't want to be.
Ibar has a very big lead at first. And he takes off, and the pitch is bounced. Fair ball. Inge has it behind the back. Good throw. Side retired. So a runner left, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be the top of the order for the A's, trailing 2-0. Starting pitcher finished with the best winning percentage in Angels history. 17-5 in 1989. 1989. Well, we bring that up because Weaver is 14-1. Best winning percentage through 20 starts in Major League Baseball history. Ron Guidry. If you're on, if Ron Guidry's on the list, and Don Newcomb. I mean, come on.
Big company.
0-1 to Coco Crisp, who popped out to the shortstop in the first inning. So, Scott, you just said you saw Tony La Russa in the hallway right behind us. How about that?
It's almost like getting back.
Yeah, Tony hanging around the press box. We like that. He needs to come up and see us more.
What a manager.
So you must have squared off a few times, huh, with your days with the Cincinnati Reds and the Cardinals. Of course, the last couple of years, those two teams have literally squared off. They don't care for each other a whole lot. I don't know if that was the case when you were playing in Cincinnati.
It wasn't quite as turbulent when I was there, but it seemed to have escalated as of late.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, Tony, he was one of those great minds of the game, and he did really well over there. That National League's a different game. He does it really well. Mickey Morabito and him were out to dinner, and I ran into them, and it was fun listening to him talk.
Yeah, that would be a good twosome to just listen to some stories.
Yeah, there were stories, old stories. He's got a bunch of them.
Well, it's a good way to go out, the way Tony La Russa went out last year, winning the World Series, obviously, with the Cardinals, and they really just came out of nowhere to win it.
Such a long year, you just get to the playoffs. You don't know what can happen.
But even on September 1st, if somebody said the Cardinals are going to make the playoffs, I don't think anybody really thought even that was going to happen. But they came storming back, and they got in on the last day, and then they win the World Series. How about that? If that doesn't lend credence to what you just said, just get in, and then who knows?
These teams are built for 162 games, and once you get there, a lot of times it's coin flip.
Catch a break or two. Two pitch to Crisp. Pumped up foul. I mean, I don't care how good you are as a team. To win the World Series, you have to catch a few breaks.
Most definitely.
I mean, you are not going to just run roughshod through the postseason.
No doubt whoever wins it is extremely talented, but there are breaks along the way. I've always found it amazing the teams that win quick their first series and then they have to sit for 4 games. I always found it tough to take the 3 days off of the All-Star break and come back and be sharp. So that's part of the whole system.
Close pitch.
Backdoor breaking ball right there. Coco knows it's coming back. It holds up enough and it stays just outside.
Three-two pitch is hit toward the shortstop Ibar. He's got it.
Well, that's a good example of Weaver. He didn't hit his location, but he still jammed Coco. He likes to finish in, like we were saying earlier. He wanted that ball inside, maybe cut it a little bit, and jam him probably even more, but got it in there just enough to jam him.
Well, but if you know that Weaver likes to finish in, I'm sure every hitter in the dugout knows that, right?
He knows that, but as soon as I say that, he'll backdoor break a ball to Coco like he did the pitch before. It's tendencies. 75% isn't always, but it helps you kind of predict.
First pitch strike to Weeks. Weeks hit a ground ball to Kendrick in the first inning. A's have just 1 hit, and that base runner was erased on a double play. I just think with Weaver, he just can throw all of his pitches for strikes.
And they're all tough to see. It's a tough combination right there.
Now he's ahead 0-2.
People could fall in love with great curveballs or 98 miles an hour, and yeah, they're great and all, but if you got 4 pitches that are good and can command them, that's devastating.
You're set.
Again, tried to come in there with 2 strikes. Misses over the plate just a bit. Coco knows he got away with one right there. I'd like to have that pitch back.
That one's drilled toward right center field, but Torrey Hunter is over there, and that's out number 2. So 10 of the first 11 retired by Jared Weaver. And Reddick will hit. Reddick hit a fly ball to Trumbo in left field to end the first inning. Outside corner, dropped in there nicely. Reddick with a home run yesterday. Had a couple of home runs in that series against the Blue Jays.
Not swinging it great over his last 8 games, but sign of hope. Last 2 home runs, power swing coming back. That sometimes gets you going.
Well, he had that 0 for 21 stretch, which really hurt him. 0-2 pitch, and he swings and misses, and that's strikeout number 3 for Weaver. So we're on to the 5th. Still 2-0 Angels. Drew from Cupertino asked, what was the better catch, Mike Trout in Baltimore or Seth Smith in Phoenix? It's a good question. 2 of the best catches in all of baseball this year. I don't know. What do you think? You see the Seth Smith catch?
Well, I'm bored with all the catches Trout's made.
Yeah. Well, Smith's was as good as anybody's, I think.
I'm going with Seth.
Big swing by Trout, and the count is 0-2.
It is amazing how high he can jump.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's
Mr. Trout.
He's very strong, well put together, but he's not necessarily real tall. Media guide says 6'1", 210. And that one's ripped toward right center field, and that's going to get down, and Trout is going to try for second. He turns it on, and he is going to be out. So Trout is arguing big time. And everybody gets over there and gets him out of there. But for him to argue like that, it'll be curious to see the call made by Dale Scott.
Well, once again, Trout lets the ball get deep, does a great job hitting the ball the other way. Reddick comes up, probably in back of his mind knew he was going to try for it. Makes it, throws a strike to second base.
48, Corey
He didn't tag him.
He didn't tag him. Yep.
Really aggressive play here by Trout.
Unless he got his fingers. May have got the fingertips.
Maybe he had a long piece of leather hanging off there. That scraped it, but
either way, it's the 13th outfield assist for Reddick. Trout is not a happy camper.
High intensity kid. I like the emotion. Probably safe, but what a throw by Reddick.
Yep. Well, you knew that Trout was going to try for a second. I mean, with speed like that, you got to go.
Well, he hit it real good and probably drifted a little bit more than Reddick thought it was going to. Kind of backed up to it. Still got his feet under him and made a great throw, and he's in there.
Yeah. He's got a break. Pitch is low to Torrey Hunter, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball to center field. Well, that's big play. Got a runner at second and nobody out with their big hitters coming up.
Middle of the game, they're up 2-0. You get Trout on second base in the heart of this order coming up.
Big time. So Torrey Hunter strikes out, and let's get back to the question of Trout or Smith. Better catch. Well, here's the Trout pitch. Now, if you haven't seen it, it's special.
On the run, look at the timing. He's 6.5 feet in the air.
Thank you.
Tip of the cap from Weaver. That's an athlete. That's like video game stuff.
That was the 27th of June in Baltimore.
Kind of made it look easy.
Yeah, he did. But he's not wearing green and gold, so we're going with Seth Smith against the Diamondbacks. You got to stick with their guys.
That was an amazing catch as well.
Unbelievable. So here you go. Now that's Trout may have gone over the wall a little bit more. That would be the only real difference that I would see. Pujols hits it hard toward Inge. Side retired. So we're going to the bottom of the fifth. It'll be Carter, Moss, and Gomes. Hayes trying to get something going against Jared Weaver. history. 17-5 in 1989. It was our old friend Bert Blyleven, Hall of Famer. Spent some time with the Angels. Always love to see Bert when the A's play the Minnesota Twins. Right now, the A's have to get going against Jared Weaver, who's been very good through the first 4 innings. Scott, you noted the pitch count. That was just pitch number 49.
Efficient.
So he's pretty good on the pitch count so far.
No deep counts, works ahead.
Well, if you average 12 pitches an inning, that's a good thing.
Great changeup right there. Had Carter way out in front. Almost like underwater.
High of 18 in the 4th. 1-2 now to Carter, who struck out swinging in the 2nd inning.
Well, right now he doesn't know what's coming.
And it's right down the middle, strike 3 call. So that is strikeout number 4 for Weaver.
Well, he was trying to throw it outside, but last few hitters he has missed over the middle of the plate. The problem is when you get ahead with so many different pitches, hitters are looking at corners and different angles.
And then
right down Main Street might be the toughest pitch.
There's a base hit. So first pitch breaking ball, and Moss has the A's 2nd hit.
Well, Moss said, "I'm not sticking around for that. I'm gonna see white and swing." Gets that first pitch, kind of get me over curveball. Stays back, drives it nicely over second base. That's one approach. Aggressive early.
ERA by innings for Weaver. A little better chance later on in the game. So Johnny Gomes hits with a runner at first and 1 out. It's a strike. Weaver signed that 5-year contract extension last year. So he's going to be in an Angels uniform through 2016. This is the first year of that 5-year contract.
Looking like a good deal so far.
Yeah, yes it is.
Gomes takes another one down the middle. He's got a few at-bats against him. He might have a plan of his own, looking for a certain pitch that he normally gets.
And he got a fastball and a swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 5.
Executed well right there by Weaver. Went pretty much straight at him, which is odd for him to really triple up with fastballs. And you can see Gomes late, probably in the back of his mind, thinking that big breaking ball might be coming, or the possibility of him running something inside.
Two outs for Inge, who's got a base hit. And that one is in there for a strike. So you have not seen a pitch from Weaver tonight over 89 miles an hour. 13 of 16 first pitch strike, so that's a good start to having success.
Well, it just proves you don't have to fall in love with velocity to equate it to wins and success.
Ioannidis a little break behind home plate. 1-1 the count. Check swing, and it's fouled back behind Ionetta, who picks it up.
Weaver's quick to the plate too. He's got a short little slide step move. will mix his looks a little bit. Sometimes as a hitter, you face a pitcher that changes that part of it. It can mess with your timing. As if he needs more deception.
Another check swing by Inge and another foul ball. Inge's base hit in the third inning, hit hard to right field. Short lead at first by Moss. And the pitch low, 2-2.
His landing foot there seemed to slip a little bit. He's doing a little yard work. Inge hit a curveball last time, and he hasn't thrown him one since.
That one bounces way out in front. Iannetta blocks it. So now the count is full, so Moss will take off.
Nice work by Iannetta. That was a case of Weaver dropping his arm slot just a little bit, getting a different shape on his breaking ball. Let's see how he angles his body. Brings it right back to the plate. Looked like a tough ball for him to handle. Moss got a little extra lead. Good job blocking. Moss had to head back.
So 3-2. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. So 3 strikeouts sandwiched around a base hit. He's got 6 strikeouts in the game. 2-0 Angels after 5.
Sell authentic game used and autographed memorabilia in the Westside Club of the Coliseum. Items include autographed baseballs and jerseys, game used helmets, bats, jerseys and bases, lineup cards and more. All items are authenticated under the MLB authentication program. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund.
6th inning from the Coliseum, and the Angels with a 2-0 lead. Jared Parker struggled early through a lot of pitches, but has settled down. Trumbo, Morales, Callaspo. And it's 0-2. That was pitch number 82 for Parker. But 44 of those 82 came in the first 2 innings. And on 3 pitches, Trumbo strikes out. So 5 strikeouts for Parker.
Slipping out there on the mound. Sometimes that clay gathers in there and you lose that traction of your spikes. Got to do a little work there. When you're like Weaver, you have someone do it for you.
Yeah, well, you're 14-1. Change-up for a strike to Kendrys Morales, who doubled and scored in the second, and then was robbed of a hit in the third by Jamal Weeks. High fastball, 0-2.
Well, like you said, Jared got in a little trouble early and did give up some runs, but he settled in nicely and he's working ahead. And when you work ahead, you get chases like that when you're ahead in the count.
3 pitches, Morales strikes out. Good changeup right there. 6 strikeouts for Parker.
Nasty changeup right there. Gets him to chase up high. Looks like another fastball coming. Locates it down in the zone. He's got a little two-seam fade to it. Morales out in front. Parker's finding himself in a nice little groove right now.
Callaspo bounces one toward first. Chris Carter will take it himself, and that's a 7-pitch inning for Parker. Nicely done, and we're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Norris, Sogard, and Crisp for the A's. Sixth inning, it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. Coors Light Freeze Can is brought to you by Frostbrewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. Bottom of the 6th with Derek Norris to lead it off. Angels with 2 runs in the second inning, and that's the only runs in the game so far. Eight out of 9 retired by Jared Weaver. Looks like the Banjo Man is, well, looks like he's in the booth right next to us.
Sounds like he's in the booth.
Right below us and trying to get the fans riled up. He's doing the best he can. Wouldn't it be great if you were the 2 people right behind him and you're just sitting there, couple, having a nice night, maybe on a date. Plenty of room around you to enjoy it.
Sharing some cotton candy.
And the Banjo Man sits right in front of you. Norris with a leadoff single. So good start for the A's. They get their leadoff hitter on for the 2nd time. That happened in the 3rd inning as well.
Well, it's exactly what they need. Weaver leaves a curveball over the plate. Norris lines it into left. Getting that leadoff hitter on is exactly what the A's need right here this late in the game.
There he is. See, he's got the section riled up, though. See, they're ready to go. I'm just saying, I think the couple may just want to spend some time alone. Yeah.
Kids at home, take a break, come to the yard. Banjo Man.
It's nothing against the Banjo Man.
He keeps a nice beat.
Down and away, and it's 2-0 to Sogard.
Leadoff guy on. One of the few times you see Weaver fall behind. Good count right here for Sogard to turn the lineup over.
Three and 0. Weaver has not walked anybody in the game.
Well, he's so calm and cool. He never seems flustered, but we'll call it flustered.
Pours that one in their first strike, so 3-1. Yeah, and he's just not a guy that walks people either, so you can't necessarily count on getting 2 or 3 walks in a game against Weaver. Sogard bounces it to Callaspo, guns it to second for 1, on to first, not in time. So Callaspo playing in, and the Angels get the out at second base. Fielder's choice for Sogard.
Really nice play by Callaspo. He's playing in. He's kind of in between hops. Takes a step back. Gets that in between hop, but his exchange to second base was phenomenal. And it was the only reason they were able to even be close to get Sogard. Good quick hands right there. And Weaver making an effective 3-1 pitch to induce that ground ball. No panic in this guy.
Here's Coco Crisp. First pitch to Coco is a little bit outside. Well, look how far Coco is up in front of home plate. You don't see that very often, Scott. Most guys settle back in middle of the plate or behind the plate. See, that's a long ways up.
Well, that adjustment right there is, he feels like he can't wait on the ball. His changeup, his breaking ball are things that he's just not able to hit when he's deeper in the box. So he moves up, maybe get them before they break, before they fade out of the zone. So this is a guy that is making that adjustment. And it's not a bad one.
I mean, look how far that front leg is in front of home plate. You hardly ever see that from a hitter.
It's rare to see a guy do that. Most guys will move further or closer to the plate, but rarely you see up and back. Sometimes guys that'll face a knuckleballer will move up, or somebody so like Jamie Moyer. But if you want to beat that break or beat that slow stuff, you'll move up like that. That was a good observation right there.
2-1 to Crisp with Weeks in the on-deck circle. Inside corner strike, 2-2.
Change up inside. You don't see this very often. He's set up away, but he misses in. Now inner half. Not where he wanted it, but effective pitch. 80 miles an hour.
Sogard, the runner at first. That one tapped slowly to Ibar. His only play is at first, and he makes it. So Crisp is retired. Sogard to second with 2 outs. So that'll bring up Weeks. This is what Jamal did in September of last year against Weaver. Took him deep.
Well, a homer would be big right now. No, Parker would like it.
Weeks, couple of home runs this year, couple of home runs last year. This year, though, Jamal has really
struggled against the Angels. He is 4 for 34. Trying to change that right here. Get the A's on the board. The line so far for Parker, 87 pitches.
He's really settled in nicely, giving the A's a good chance to beat this guy.
Popped up. So that's not going to get it done. Ibar, the shortstop, squeezes it side, retired. Runner stranded. So we're headed to the 7th. 2-0 Angels. ...2011, Coco Crisp, 4 stolen bases against the Rays. The A's would steal 7 as a team, but 4 of those belonging to Coco Crisp. It's the most steals by a team since July 29, 1989 for the Athletics. A's won the game 8-0. So Coco have 4 steal night. Kendrick, Ibar, and Iannetta for the Angels here in the 7th inning. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Angels. Right to Inju is playing in. And that's out number 1. So 6 in a row retired by Jarrett Parker.
Now batting, number 2.
Mentioned all those scores in the American League are final. Red Sox beat Texas 9-2. Yu Darvish gave up 6 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings. So after a great start, Darvish starting to struggle.
That's part of the league adjustment.
Well, yeah. Red Sox had 8 doubles in that game. Played at Fenway, so you shouldn't be surprised. Tigers beat the Yankees 7-2. Verlander had 14 strikeouts in 8 innings. Threw 132 pitches and got his 12th win.
Wow.
And that's going to be another hit for Eric Ibar. He's 3 for 3. I think the Angels aren't happy to have him back.
He seems happy to be back. Not a bad pitch here. Not exactly where he wanted it. Ended up in a good spot. Trying to go away. But that swing is short to the ball, compact. And when I say short, I mean his hands go from the position they're in to direct and short path. Not a long movement and all that. It's short to the ball. So he can let that ball really travel and handle something inside like that. Nice piece of hitting.
Well, it's also a swing that says, the last thing I'm going to do is try to hit a home run.
Exactly. Knows who he is. Line drive type of guy. Strong enough to be a gap power, double damage type of guy.
Pat Neshek starting to throw down in the A's bullpen. Iannetta hits one, and that's going to be into the hole and into left field for a hit. So Ibar, the 8th place hitter, has 3 hits. Iannetta, the 9th place hitter, has 2.
Well, if you're going into this game, you definitely wanted to temper that lower half of the order. Keep them off base. Hasn't been the case tonight. But Parker's done a good job of getting out of jams. That ball was a ground ball. Sogard was playing up towards the middle for the double play, and it just squeaked by.
So Trout to hit. Kurt Young trots back to the dugout. 93 pitches for Parker.
Weaver didn't look real concerned right there.
No, not the way he's rolling. So Trout is 2 for 2, and he's been hit by a pitch, so he's been on base all 3 times. And that one's cued toward Carter at first. He's going to have to hurry, and he flips, and they just got him. Oh, man.
I'm amazed how fast he is. He got down that line really good. That was a great pitch by Parker. First pitch swinging. He thought he might be with runners in scoring position. Throws a great changeup. But regardless of the fact that he hit it poorly, he busted out of the box like he was on fire.
Watch how close this is. And Carter fielded the ball about 10 feet from first base.
I think Parker was amazed that he was on his hip pocket when he caught the ball. He had his back to him when he was running first.
We were all amazed.
He probably felt the wind go by.
Here's Torrey Hunter. So this is a huge at-bat in this game. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs.
2 big pitches, in fact, right there. He got ahead of Trout, who was swinging early with a good changeup, and here he gets ahead of Torrey with a good curveball. Mixing his sequences. 3rd time through the order, you got to do these things.
1-1 now to Hunter, who has hit a fly ball to center field and struck out twice. Parker from the windup. Swing and a miss. Nasty changeup.
Well, you said it. Nasty changeup. Look at this thing. Not only great arm action and speed change, but look at this thing diving to his back foot. That is a filthy pitch, especially located where it went.
Base hit center field. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and it's 4-0 Angels. Parker is at home plate, and he can't believe it. So he made the great pitch the pitch before, but that one looked like it was a little more up.
Well, he comes with a curveball. He's up 1-2. Probably wanted to put it in a better location than that.
Albert Pujols.
It's away, but it was up enough for Hunter to handle it.
So a huge hit in this game. A 2-out, 2-run single by Torrey Hunter. 4-0, and Parker is going to be done after 6 2/3. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and tune up your oil change. Tune up Smog experts.
of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
4-0, the Angels lead. Well, that says it all right there.
That says it all.
Parker was really one pitch away from getting out of this inning and having a very good start. I think now, well, he's going to think about that last pitch for a while, unfortunately. And a hanging breaking ball.
1-2 count. You had a base open. I know Pujols is lurking in the wings, but I know he's putting that coat over his head because he wanted to bury that breaking ball. Just ended up leaving it up.
So here's Neshek, who's appearing in his third game since the trade from the Orioles, and he's been good so far. Small sample size. You can obviously see how he would be a tough at bat for a right-handed hitter, and he's got his own little thing going on the mound as well.
He's got a lot of action.
And that's before he throws it. And that got Pujols. He takes a glance at Neshek.
Well, obviously not trying to hit him. He's a sinker ball guy. Definitely don't want to miss over the plate. You want to make sure you get it in there.
Number 44.
I think he picks it up late just because of the funky angle and the deception he creates.
So 2 on 2 out, and here's Trumbo. Trumbo is hitless tonight, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And that one spins inside. So a couple of runs on 3 hits for the Angels here in the 7th inning. They now have 9 hits in the game. Slider that kind of spun in there a little bit, but got a swinging strike.
Well, this is basically his game. He's going to get that fastball going the other way and the slider breaking to the outside of the plate. So he just kind of splits the plate and lets you guess which way it's going, because it's tough to pick up with that arm action.
Now that one got the middle of the plate, and Trumbo lined it foul.
As scouts, you have to describe a pitcher's mechanics.
Okay. How would you describe his mechanics? You're a scout.
I think I would need a couple paragraphs and a sharp pencil, because usually you can make it a one-line thing, but
3-quarter delivery. This is a whole different deal.
This is a whole different thing.
Got it. Good pitch there to Trumbo. So Neshek gets out of it, but a couple of runs. 7th inning stretch time. Angels 4, A's nothing. Mike Trout slides over to left field, and Peter Bourjos comes in the game in center.
Bourjos, Trout, and Hunter.
Not bad.
That'll cover some ground.
So Trumbo out of the game. 77 pitches for Jared Weaver through 6 innings. Boy, if you could just get to Weaver for some runs, the Angels bullpen is really struggling. And I mean really struggling. And it's 0-2.
Well, he's mixed up Reddick today. It's like he's in his head. He's changed what he's done to him each bat. 2 filthy changeups right there. Had Reddick way out in front.
Setting up inside. And that one is inside. Hit hard. Pujols has it. That's out number 1.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Changes for Los Angeles.
Here's our Chevron pitching matchup for Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. It'll be C.J. Wilson against Bartolo Colon. Wilson looking for his 10th win. Colon looking for his 9th win. 6:30 will come your way with A's pregame live. So Wilson and Colon in Game 2 tomorrow night. Then a day game on Wednesday. Zach Greinke's going to pitch for the Angels on Wednesday against Dan Straley. After that, the A's will travel on Thursday to Chicago to open up a 3-game series against the first place White Sox. White Sox won again tonight. 4-2 over the Kansas City Royals. Chris Sale, very talented left-hander who the White Sox trying to protect Sale a little bit. Skipped him a start. He was pitching on 8 days rest, and he pitched very well. He got his 13th win. Konerko hit a home run.
Konerko just keeps on hitting.
Yes, he does. So the White Sox have won 10 out of their last 13. So the White Sox and the Tigers both win. Tigers still trail Chicago by a game and a half in that AL Central, so that's going to be a great race. And of course, both those teams right in that wild card situation as well. 3-1 pitch. Carter had a good rip, fouled it back. Baltimore beats Seattle 3-1. Tillman over Vargas. Just when you think the Orioles are going to go into a major slide, they bounce back. They've won 6 out of 8. Popped up. Shallow center. Bourjos takes care of it. So that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Not a bad at bat there by the big man. He's doing what's expected of him, what people have been trying to get him to do, and it's be more patient. And it's paying off. He's seen some pitches, and he got a pitch there to hit. He just missed it.
Brandon Moss steps in. He goes after the first pitch. Moss has one of the 3 hits for the A's.
Brandon jumped on the first pitch last time. Got a curveball and lined it into right. Tries it again right here.
Changeup. Moving away from Moss. 0-2.
You got to be careful doing that because a guy like Weaver sees that you're going to be real aggressive. You're going to get the kitchen sink.
Good take there by Moss. Pitch number 90 coming up, so he has not had that one inning that throws your pitch count all out of whack. 18 is his highest total. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And that would be the third out, and that would be strikeout number 7 for Weaver. 4-0 Angels after 7.
Night, presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort on Friday, August 17th. All participants that purchase a special ticket for this event will receive an exclusive A's Filipino Heritage beanie and a traditional Filipino food item served in the Westside Club. Throwing out the game's ceremonial first pitch will be boxing champ Nonito the Filipino Flash Donaire. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Filipino.
What's his name?
Nonito the Filipino Flash Donaire.
Nice.
That's got some flair to it.
Yeah.
And I heard he's some kind of good.
I would imagine. Pedro Figueroa comes in. Big bouncer by Kendrys Morales. The throw is a bit high, but Carter keeps his foot on the bag. Morales is retired. 1 pitch, 1 out for Figueroa. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Figueroa pitched in yesterday's game.
He's got some good numbers. I think the big thing with him is command. Tendency to fall behind in walks have always been an issue. He throws strikes, though. His stuff is as good as they come.
In for a strike to Callaspo. Howie Kendrick will follow. One other score in the American League from tonight. The Twins beat the Indians 14-3 in Cleveland. The Twins scored 10 runs in the second inning. So the Cleveland Indians have lost 10 games in a row.
It always seems in those big innings that somebody makes 2 outs.
Oh, yeah. There's always that guy.
Yeah, that guy. I've been that guy.
Nice play by Sogard. Gets up, throw to first, and it's a little offline, and Callaspo is going to be aboard. Nice play, though, by Sogard.
Excellent play. I didn't think he was going to get to this ball. The ball's hit pretty hard. Ranges, dives, gets up. Don't know if he'd have had him, even if the throw was on line. Not a bad idea to use the turf here. Get rid of it quick. It just, you know, sometimes when you grab it quick, you get on the side of the ball and you cut it. And that's what happened there.
So hit number 10 for the Angels. Howie Kendrick will hit. A's with 3 hits so far in the game. Shallow right center. Coco Crisp coming in, and he makes a nice catch. Throw to first, and that is going to be not a double play. Callaspo had a hustle back. It was a close play.
Pretty aggressive read there by Callaspo. I know he got off and saw Coco coming in. Wasn't sure if he was going to get there, but at the end you could kind of tell Coco was going to get the ball, but he didn't make any move back. If Coco set his feet and decided to really chuck it there, it might have been even closer than that. He might have got him.
2 outs for Eric Ibar, who for the first time hits from the right side. Taken off is Callaspo. The throw goes into left field. Callaspo will stay at second base. So Carter, they had Callaspo at second, but Carter launched the throw.
Figueroa does a nice job. Carter clears. Just seemed to stand up and kind of aimed it. Kind of flipped it over there. He kind of aimed the throw and just sailed on him.
Well, as you know, that's not always an easy throw to make, right?
It's not an easy throw because you don't really practice it, and it's one throw that you never really go that direction.
Figueroa should get out of the inning, and he will. So Coco takes care of it, and we are going to the bottom of the 8th. 4-0 Angels.
No way!
Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. A lot of Jared Weaver tonight. 7 shutout innings so far with 7 strikeouts. The A's have just 3 hits off Weaver as he is trying to become the Major League's first 15-game winner. He's got a 4-0 lead. Angels with 2 in the 2nd and 2 in the 7th. 4-10-0 for the Angels, 0-3-0 for the Athletics. That's your game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. So the A's are running out of outs against a very good pitcher tonight. But they still got 6 of them. Gomes, Inge, and Norris. 90 pitches for Weaver. Gomes swings at the first pitch, fouls it back.
Gomes has seen some early fastballs. He's sick of taking them. He jumps on that one early. Parker had a good game. 1 pitch away from being a solid outing against a tough opponent, especially with Weaver tonight, who's been right where he needs to be. Doing what he does best. The mound is giving him trouble a little bit, though.
Now Parker ends up giving up 4 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings, 9 hits. Changeup is kind of, it almost looks like it sits there for just a second and says, you ought to swing at this one because it's a good one, and then it just goes away.
It's Bugs Bunny. You know the Bugs Bunny one on the cartoons?
77 miles an hour.
It seems to almost stop, doesn't it?
Chuckles at you as it floats by. So a fastball there at 89.
A lot of hitters sighing and shaking their head tonight. I don't blame him. He is on tonight.
Setting up outside. High fastball. Gomes swings and misses, and that's strikeout number 8 for Weaver. Go deep with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai. It's tonight at 10:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Highlights from this game, highlights from all around Major League Baseball, including that tight AL wildcard race. And Jim Harbaugh talks about Michael Crabtree. Dave Benz, David Feldman will host. Is that a horse head I see in the crowd? Or am I just seeing things?
That's a horse head.
Okay.
Doing the Bernie.
So I'm not losing it on a Monday night. A horse head doing the Bernie. Check it out.
Uh-huh. Classic. And a guy with a straw hat doing the Bernie. It's contagious.
Horse head with an A's uniform on, doing the Bernie. Oh, 0-2 to Brandon Inge. And that one's drilled to the gap in left center field. Borges cuts it off, flips it back in, but Inge has a double.
But when you're facing a good pitcher like this, you got to hit mistakes, and this is exactly what Inge does. Against Gomes, he got ahead 1-2. He elevated that fastball. Here he's 0-2. Throws it right down Main Street. I know he wanted to elevate it. But the little man is excited. Double from Inge. Get the little man burning.
Something going on. Norris steps in. These have not had a lot of action tonight. Jepson starts to throw, so the first action of the night from the Angels bullpen. Norris fouls it straight back. A's had Sogard at second base in the 6th inning with 2 outs. And that's the only runner in scoring position until Inge. Pitch number 100 from Weaver. Norris has a hit. Sogard in the on-deck circle. High fastball, swing and a miss.
Well, he elevates here. Norris just can't get on top of it. Looks like he was on time. It's always frustrating when you miss a pitch like that because he just doesn't make many mistakes.
So a pitch up. Will he then go down below the knees with this next pitch?
He's got options. He's throwing that change. He's throwing the breaking ball. Goes with the change.
And he got it. Strikeout number 9. So throw a high fastball and then go down underneath the knees.
Well, he throws that high fastball, and Norris is borderline late, sort of on time, but knows that he's got to get the head out to get to it. Throws the changeup, looks like a fastball. You're way out in front. He does that to perfection and has done it tonight.
Sogard has hit into a double play and reached on a fielder's choice for a strike. Weaver with a quick glance at second. And he's ahead in the count again, 0-2. Newest Angel, Zach Greinke. And he's going to pitch on Wednesday. Couple of starts with the Angels. One was pretty good, the other one not so good.
Must be nice having a Zach Greinke as your 3 or 4 guy.
Yeah. Popped up, foul territory. And that'll head back into the crowd. Banjo Man almost had it.
Wonder what his ticket says. He seems to go everywhere.
It's true.
He's got some credentials.
I'm guessing that's probably not his seat right there.
You going to tell him to leave?
No, I'm not. He can do whatever he wants. So another 0-2 to Sogard. So there's that high fastball.
Well, that's what he was trying to do to Inge. He did it to Gomes. And he does it there to Sogard. So it's for a reason. He knows what he's doing.
Short lead at second for Inge. He goes down, but Sogard lays off. So 2-2 the count.
There's that high fastball, low change combo that he's been so successful with today.
So Norris swung at both of those pitches. Sogard laid off.
He was on deck. Maybe learned something.
Yeah, that's true. Two pitches hit foul. Callaspo over near the tarp, makes the catch, side retired. So Inge is stranded, and we'll head to the 9th inning. Still 4-0 Angels. California is brought to you by Cache Creek's Tropical Riches. Win cash and prizes daily through September 3rd. Visit cachecreek.com for details. Beautiful night in the East Bay. Although right now the Angels shutting out the Athletics. It's 4-0. These will have one more shot against Jared Weaver or the bullpen. We'll see. Pedro Figueroa for his second inning of work. So Iannetta, Trout, and Hunter. A couple of hits for Iannetta. 5 hits and 3 runs scored from the 8th and 9th spot in the Angels lineup. Carter and Norris coming together, and Chris Carter makes the catch.
Time now for the AT&T UVerse reverse replay. Josh Reddick gets a ball from Mike Trout, who we know is fast, and he's going to test Reddick. He makes a nice play and comes up and throws an absolute strike to second base, and a leather string hanging off the glove of Sogard just nabs Trout. That's the 13th assist of the season for Mr. Josh Reddick.
He's been fun to watch in the outfield and at the plate. Here's Trout for his 5th at bat.
Impressive getting a guy like this with those wheels.
A couple of hits tonight for Trout, and he was hit by a pitch, so he's been on base 3 times. You saw the on base percentage for Trout of .410. Coming into tonight, 4th in the American League in on base percentage, 2nd in the league in slugging, 1st in the league in runs scored, and 1st in stolen bases. So all that from your leadoff hitter. And he leads the league in hitting.
And he's 20.
In 2.5 hours, he'll be 21. Pitch taken all the way. Figueroa pours it in for a strike.
He'll be in bed dreaming of hitting.
Unlike most 21-year-olds who are dreaming of a couple other things, probably.
Unicorns and rainbows.
There you go. Exactly.
That's what I was doing.
I believe you. Well, the bullpen is quiet. Certainly looks like Weaver's going to head back out. Trout is on base for the 4th time. And that looks like the first walk issued by A's pitchers tonight.
Now batting, number 48, Torrey.
First walk in the game. So Torrey Hunter will hit. Angels had a 2-0 lead in that 7th inning. They had runners at 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs. Jared Parker was ahead in the count of Torrey Hunter, and he hung a breaking ball. And Hunter base hit to center field, and both runs scored. So that was a huge hit in this game.
Well, if Trout wants another stolen base, he's got a good chance off Figueroa. He's pretty slow to the plate. Not a great move. Picks the right pitch, he's going to get there easy.
He's got 2 steals tonight, 35 on the year. Not running, pitch out.
One thing you want to do if you're a pitcher and you're going to throw a pitch out, you really want the guy to go.
Yep.
So a lot of times you don't want to break out that slide step. Maybe abbreviate that full leg kick. But he dropped the slide step right there. Trout shut it down early. You kind of waste a pitch.
He bluffs going that time and stays, and now it's 2-0.
It's good to see he's using that slide step more. Typically he hasn't. He has a slower delivery, about a 1.5 to the plate. But knowing you're going to face a guy like Trout, you got to break out this slide step.
So Trout probably sizing up Figueroa. Evan Scribner starts to throw for the A's. So 2-2 the count now. Trout still at first. In the bottom of the ninth, the A's will have the top of their order. Crisp, Weeks, Reddick, and if anybody gets on, Carter. So looks like Weaver's going to head back out, try to get the shutout.
Doesn't seem too stressed. I know his pitch count's up around 100.
There goes Trout, swing and a miss, throw to second base, not in time. So Torii Hunter strikes out, and Trout gets his third steal in the game.
Well, it was just a matter of time. Really good throw by Norris, and it might have even been interference right here by Torii Hunter. The only reason it might not have been, you can see a big jump, quick to top speed for Norris, is that he didn't make contact with Torii Hunter, who crossed over home plate. Sometimes a catcher can try to force that contact and get the call. Didn't that time.
See how close it was to contact.
Well, here he is, and a lot of times it happens on this pitch. Strike three, and he comes across, but he never really makes contact, and it doesn't affect his throwing motion. But if he does come down and actually make that contact,
ump's going to call it.
The ump's going to call
yeah.
it, because you see him directly over home plate. Norris still made a really nice throw, having him directly in front of him.
So the intentional walk to Pujols brings up Trumbo with 2 on and 2 out. Norris is looking into the dugout. Scribner is ready, the right-hander. So it's not Trumbo, I stand corrected. It's Peter Bourjos. Bourjos went in for defense last inning, so Bourjos is the hitter, not Trumbo. First pitch is a fastball, just a bit low.
Pretty fast kid, Mr. Bourjos.
Yeah, he's pretty fast. He'd give Trout a run for his money.
That's saying something.
Swing and a miss by Bourjos, and the count is 1-1. Bourjos started out as the starting center fielder for the Angels this year, but just has not been able to get on track offensively. Last year, Bourjos, full season, hit .271 with 12 home runs, 11 triples, and 26 doubles. So there's that great speed. But he just has not looked like the same hitter this year. It's this one foul, right side. And then Trout came aboard at the end of April, and the playing time for Bourjos subsided quite a bit. Two and two. Trout at second, Pujols at first. Angels trying to add on here. Another foul ball right side. Carter will give chase.
Couple pretty good fastballs by Figueroa. He could run it up there. He's got a little cross angle with that long, whippy kind of arm. He's getting it in there on the hands of Bourjos. Top of the order coming up for the A's, and the in the ninth.
Strike 3 called. So the A's will go to work. Bottom of the ninth, they're trailing 4-0 to Jered Weaver. So work to do. Well, Jered Weaver is out there, and he's looking for his second shutout this year. His first one was a no-hitter. He's got 5 career shutouts. First pitch, curve in for a strike to Coco Crisp.
69 miles an hour. I think that was the slowest one of the night.
Coco is 0 for 3. Just a bit outside. He's grounded out twice to short and popped out to short. Inside corner with a little tailing fastball. Good pitch there by Weaver. And now the count's 1-2.
He hasn't broke that out tonight. That inside front hip two-seamer. Seems a little unfair.
That one in the dirt. A's post-game live coming up after the conclusion of our ball game. Need base runners. Shallow center field for Borges. And that is out number 1. Here's the no-hitter. The 2nd of May. It's the Twins. The final out was a pretty well hit ball to right field. But off the bat, Torii Hunter had enough room, so there's the no-hitter for Weaver. So he's got that on his resume. Nobody can take it away.
Well, you can see how he does it, keeping hitters off balance like he does. He really avoids that barrel.
Yes, he does. That's probably the best description of Weaver. Weeks is 0 for 3. Lofts one to left. Easy play for Trout. So that's out number 2. So Reddick is the final hope for the Athletics.
Now batting right fielder, number 16, Josh Reddick.
Reddick is 0 for 3. The 3 hits for the A's. Inge, a leadoff single in the 3rd, make that 4 hits for the A's. Moss, a 1-out single in the 5th. Norris, a leadoff single in the 6th. Inge, a 1-out double in the 8th. So not a lot of hits, and the A's have not been able to bunch base runners at all. Little flare, and it's caught by Ibar, and that's the ball game. So 116 pitches is what Jared Weaver needs for his 2nd shutout this year, and the Angels come to Oakland and take game 1 of this big 3-game series, and they do it behind Weaver. He is now 15-1 on the season. So Angels 4, A's nothing. That is your final tonight. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's postgame live with Brody Brazil and Greg Cadaret starts right now. 4-0 is your final.
A's baseball on